We grew up watching them, cackling witches, scheming kings, and smooth-talking devils in disguise. But beneath the magic and mayhem lies something much deeper. Disney villains don't just scare children, they reveal what terrifies us all. Today we're diving into the psychology behind why these villains haunt our imagination, and how each one reflects a different side of our darkest fears. Let's start with one of the most chilling betrayals in animation history, Scar from The Lion King. He's not just a jealous brother. He's the embodiment of betrayal and envy, the primal fear that those closest to us could turn against us. Psychologists call this the shadow self, the part of us that hides resentment beneath politeness. Scar represents that quiet hatred that festers when we feel overlooked or undervalued. He kills to be seen, to be acknowledged. And that's why he stays with us, because he doesn't just betray Mufasa, he betrays the family bond itself. Then there's Ursula from The Little Mermaid. She's the perfect symbol of the fear of manipulation, the terror that we might be seduced into giving up our voice, our freedom, for something we desire. Ursula preys on insecurity. She whispers to Ariel what every human fears to hear: "You're not enough as you are." From a psychological standpoint, Ursula represents the predator archetype, charming, persuasive, and parasitic. She's what happens when charisma turns into control. And when Ariel literally loses her voice, we see one of our deepest fears realized: being silenced. Gaston from Beauty and the Beast, the villain who looks like a hero. He embodies the fear of rejection and the toxic response to it. Gaston's story is about ego, when admiration turns to obsession and desire becomes domination. He's the walking mirror of narcissism, charming on the surface, hollow inside. His need to be adored mirrors our social media age perfectly, where some would rather destroy what they can't possess than face being unseen. Mirror, mirror on the wall. The evil queen from Snow White isn't just vain. She's terrified of time. She represents the fear of aging, irrelevance, and decay. In her world, beauty equals power. And that's a fear deeply rooted in modern psychology. The anxiety of being replaced, of fading from significance. Her poison apple? It's not just a weapon. It's the illusion that we can kill the passage of time. And in chasing eternal youth, she destroys her humanity. Maleficent, regal, intelligent, and vengeful. She represents the fear of isolation and resentment. When she's not invited to the celebration, her fury consumes her. Her curse on Aurora isn't about evil for evil's sake. It's about the wound of exclusion. When people feel ignored or humiliated, that pain can twist into something monstrous. Maleficent shows us how bitterness can transform brilliance into destruction. She's the loneliness we're too proud to admit, with wings made of vengeance. Then come the tricksters, Hades from Hercules and Dr. Facilier from The Princess and the Frog. They reflect our fear of losing control to chaos, temptation, and fate. Both are fast-talking, deal-making devils, embodiments of temptation psychology. They promise shortcuts to happiness, fame, love, success, but at a cost we can't afford. They expose our fear that we might sell our souls for what we think we want. Every Disney villain is a mirror, not of the world's evil, but of ourselves. They reflect what we suppress: envy, vanity, vengeance, insecurity. That's why they endure, because fear never goes out of style. Disney didn't just give us villains to hate. They gave us villains to understand. Because sometimes to face the darkness in the world, we first have to face the darkness within. If you enjoyed this dive into Disney's dark psychology, hit that like button and subscribe for more cinematic deep dives.